What is up, Allie G Show fam? I am your host, Allie G, and welcome back for another track of the pod. I am so beyond excited for today's track because this one has truly been a long time coming. If you've been listening to the pod for a while, you already know I've been talking about music forever, and I've been wanting to bring music-specific tracks to the pod, and this is the first music-focused track. I have been manifesting this conversation for a minute now, and I genuinely could not think of a better person to kick it off with. So today I am joined by one of my dear friends, one of my favorite people, Mike Themistocleous. He is someone who has been sending me snippets of songs, Snapchat videos of him playing acoustic guitar for what feels like years, and every time I get one of these, I'm like, please release the song already. But the day is finally here. The band Scrapper has finally released their debut single, Heat, which is available for you all to listen to anywhere you get your music today. Mike is here to talk about his journey through music, from touring in bands to session work to finally forming Scrapper to finally getting to a point where him and the band wanted to release Heat today. We're talking all things behind the debut single and what it actually takes to go from random ideas in your notes app, which we all have, to a finished track everyone in the band is proud of. So grab your headphones and let's get into it. Mike Themistocleous. I'm just kidding. I'm resorting back to Mike Thermometer. Mike Thermometer, Mike T. He's going to say his own last name. I am so pumped to have you on the pod. This has been the longest time coming. I feel like I've annoyed the absolute crap out of you. Like, hey, when is your song coming out? Every single week. But I'm so glad you're finally here. Welcome to the Allie G Show, or the Allie G No Show, as you like to call me.
Thank you so much for having me, Allie G No Show. It's been ages, and don't worry, every week I message the band being like, "Hey, when's the song coming out?"
I mean, isn't that how we all go through life every day? That's how I run. That's how I do it. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I'm so excited, so excited for you to be here. This is a new type of track for me on the pod, all about music. I feel like I've been speaking tracks like this into existence, and I couldn't think of a better person to have the first one. So
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not a podcast person, but when you put out your podcast, I was an avid listener. It got me through a lot of cleaning, and I'm still not a podcast person. I can't focus.
Should I add that to my intro? Whether you're running, walking, cleaning, hiking, biking. I'm running out of things. I'm running out of space to put all these activities. No, I'm honored. You have been such a huge supporter, and I can't thank you enough. But yeah, for those that don't know you, because I feel like I know you, but I don't know a lot about your musical side other than you sending me videos of you singing, and I'm just like, please make something and release it so I can hear this again and not just in a 10-second snippet. But for those that don't know you, do you want to talk a little bit about who you are and where you're from and what you do and what your background is in music?
Yeah, sure. I'm Mike Themistocleous, Mike T, as everyone knows me, and from Long Island. Spent a lot of my formative years in Brooklyn and in a Brooklyn-based band, Scrapper. My intro to music, I mean, I kind of grew up around music all the time, but working in it, do a lot of venue work. My first job ever was at Tilla Center on Long Island on my college campus, and kind of worked in ticketing and venue management from there on almost exclusively, with a brief dabble in sports ticketing. Nightmare work. Don't recommend it. And then, I was in a touring band, Fox Hollow. We did one album in 2019. And we were probably touring and active for 8 years. I spent a lot of time after that doing session work for some musicians. And finally, some friends from touring moved up to New York, and we formed this band Scrapper about a year ago, and we're finally putting out music. It feels fantastic.
I love it. I think I'm one of your most excited fans, if I'm being honest.
I thank you so much. I'm so flattered by that. Yeah, I've spent a lot of my songwriting days I'm recording this little snippet. Let me send it over to Allie, and
Yes, I know. For those that don't know, and for those that are listening, Mike and I met, I think, was it right after COVID, like 2022, when we
I
worked together
started in
now?
2022. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we met in 2022, and
Shit's
immediately I feel
four
like we
years ago.
bonded. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, insane work. Um, yeah. I feel like we immediately bonded over a few things about past work that I won't mention, um, where I could have been,
I'll
where I ended up not being. um,
I'll talk
that's a
shit. I don't
new,
care.
yeah. This is why I brought you on the pod. I love when you talk shit. It's like my favorite thing about you, minus your insane talent. But yeah, we bonded over that, and we definitely bonded over Arctic Monkeys. I remember that. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like it was a day where Arctic Monkeys tickets might have been going on sale, and I had told my famous story of like I went for a work event once and it was insane, the most insane experience. But we bonded over multiple things,
Yeah. Yeah.
music being the main one, which is cool.
Yeah. It was the Arctic Monkeys King's Theater pre-sale
That's
in
right.
2022.
That's
I
right.
knew
I
somebody
did
at the
not go.
venue. I texted the person I know at the venue my credit card number. Haven't spoken to them in years, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be flying the day of the on sale. I need you to buy me these tickets."
Yeah.
And they did.
Hey, listen, that's what we do in this industry. That's how we get to see cool shit. Wouldn't recommend if we went to high school together and then reaching out to me, but if you have any sort of communication. Okay, so you said you grew up on music. What kind of music
Mhm.
did you grow up on?
Yeah, my dad's like God was Elvis Presley, so I know
Mm-hmm.
Elvis's discography like uh, 100%. Like that was played all the time. My mom, a lot of 60s and kind of doo-wop stuff. Huge Frank Sinatra person. She got me the Beatles one CD when I was really young. It was like the 27 or whatever number one singles they had in America. And
Mm-hmm.
that was probably my first love in music. The Beatles, there are two bands I could probably do it for, but the Beatles and Arctic Monkeys, those are the two bands that if you like play a second of a song, I could tell you what song it is. Like, um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, when I was 10, I was watching it was either Fuse or MTV. My brother, he's 6 years older, so he was always watching music videos at the time. I was pretty young, and the "I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor" video premiered, and
Mm-hmm.
he comes on with that super heavy Sheffield accent and says, "Don't believe the hype," and then yeah, those like really aggressive chords in the beginning. I was like, "What is this? You need to download me this album." And yeah, really fell in love with that album. A lot of garage rock revival with the Strokes, the Libertines, the Hives.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, around that era, is always like, Green Day was huge for me. And then it was probably around late middle school, early high school, somebody introduced me to Alex Turner's side project, The Last Shadow Puppets. And kind of like from there on, I knew exactly what kind of guitar player I wanted to be and what kind of songwriter I wanted to be. And it was that and Humbug from Arctic Monkeys, where I was like, oh, this is everything I want music to be.
Yes, yes. Well, personally, from what I've heard, and I think the first thing I said to you was that it's giving Arctic Monkeys, and that was like the biggest positive I could have given. I mean, like out of any, I was like, this is what you got what you wanted out of it is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's so funny because especially my last band, Fox Hollow, we always said we were too emo for the indie kids and too indie for the emo kids. So we always like fit weirdly on like especially house show bills and stuff. But it was always I think everyone knows how much I love this band. So they'd be like,
Hmm.
wow, that to me sounds like Arctic Monkeys. And my old band, I'd be like, no, no, it doesn't. Like, what
Yeah.
is but I like you're wrong. And then, but yeah, finally, I think when Fox Hollow broke up, I was working at that job you could have been at, worst job in the world. Was so
Yeah.
depressed.
You could talk
Was
shit.
not.
You could absolutely talk shit.
um, I was. I wasn't playing music, and I. But I had a job. It was the pandemic. I wasn't really paying rent, so I just kept buying gear to make me get into music again, like into playing music.
Yes.
And that's I'm sitting in a. You can't see it on screen, but in my home studio, and um yeah, it took forever to figure out how to voice myself as a guitarist and not the lead singer anymore. I knew I wasn't singing in this band, doing lead vocals in this band.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it really like I really started sitting there with a guitar and pedals and being like, why is Alex Turner, why is Nels Klein, Joff Oddie, why are they my favorite guitarist, and what is it that speaks to me about it? So I think finally, when I hear that comparison now, I'm like, okay, thank you very much. I'll take it.
Yes. I know. I love that you found that inspiration, and truly like it shows, and you're so talented. So you've done
Thank you
it.
so much. I
Of
there's I
course.
really appreciate that. There's one moment on the song Heat that it's like it's in the second verse on the second line, guitar part lowly like comes in really quietly in the background, and the first time I heard the mix and that came in, I was like, oh, that's what I've been trying to say as a guitar player for the last 8 years, like since Fox Hollow broke
Yeah.
up, which it's probably been 7 years. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm really flattered. I'm really. I don't think I have my own unique voice as a guitar player yet, but I think I'm getting there. I'm trying to work my way there.
You are. I mean, you
Thank you,
definitely
thank you.
are. So I'm going to backtrack a second. When you said you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just buying a bunch of things to get inspired to, make music again, what was the first thing you bought? Was it a new guitar?
Oh, there's I've
I feel like you buy so
my
many cool guitars.
I was about to say my gear collection is insane. And I guess I'll just plug this now. If anyone wants to record music, me and my bassist do it for either really, really, really cheap or free. Come on over, and we'll record you. I bought a lot of shit at first. I remember I was at this depressing job. My favorite thing to do was just go into the bathroom and scroll Reverb to buy gear, just to kill time because I couldn't sit there for 8 hours a day. And
Yeah.
I uh, I remember I bought this boost pedal. It was a Keeley Java Boost. I want to say it was $30, and I knew nothing about it, but I was like, "That's a great price," and I bought it. And I remember playing it and thinking, "Man, this does nothing for me." I had
Yeah.
no need for it, no use. Sold it. I was going through so much stuff. I might get too techie here. Stop me if I do. But like
No,
Chase Bliss stuff,
please.
Shrine and stuff. Yeah, synths, guitars. Um, just to get myself to write, and it was great. I would buy something and I'd be like 4 days of like, wow, I'm so inspired on this instrument, and then I just kind of fall into the same loop again. But the two pieces of gear that really broke me out of it, and also I just listed Chase Bliss in that. I need to say they are my favorite pedal company. The things they're doing, no other company is doing. I have everything they've done. They're incredible. My board to my left is 8 Chase Bliss pedals. I mean, no disrespect when I say I didn't know what I was doing. But the two pieces of gear that really broke me out of the rut were the Roland SP404, the sampler, which really had a renaissance during the pandemic. People were making like lo-fi house beats and stuff. Um, so it was that and the Red Panda Tensor, which lets you control the pitch, the speed, and the time of whatever you're playing independently. And I think that with sampling the guitar and figuring out how to chop up songs that were already made, I was now able to view the guitar as a less linear instrument.
Hmm.
Like when I listen to guitar parts of some of my favorite bands, it's there's a riff, there's a solo, there are lines and chords, and everything was just like verse chorus, and each thing kind of had a purpose in that. Every guitar line is kind of structured in that. And yeah, I really wanted to figure out, one, how to make my guitar not sound like a guitar, which every guitarist says, and two, yeah, if I'm looping stuff, or if I'm using a sampler on something and changing the pitch independently, what how do I make that fit into the structure of a pop song, or so on?
Yeah. I love
So
that.
yeah, those were the
That's super
two. Like
cool.
those are the two. The Red Panda, I bought. I have 5 of them in my closet. I like anytime one of those goes on sale, I pick it up because yeah, absolutely life changing pedal for me. It'll never leave my board. They are around in the studio no matter where you look.
And anybody listening can record at Mike's studio.
Yeah, yeah. House
I have
studio.
yet
There's
to
a
do
couple
it
of
because I
us,
have
and
no talent, but you,
come on over.
but
Come on.
it'd be so fun to like have some sort of like voice or even a clap. I've been a clapper before. I've been a
You've been
clapper on the track before.
And we have auto tune. You don't need a voice. I can't sing that well. Auto tune is a savior, is a
Yeah, okay, you
lifesaver.
can't sing that well. Okay, okay. Whatever.
um,
Because I
Auto
believe
tune
you, and
rocks
so does
though.
everybody else listening.
That's why I'm not the lead singer in this band.
Yeah, but you were. You were the lead singer of a previous
Yeah,
band. We obviously we have we have so much to talk about.
yeah.
I don't even know if this is the correct chronological order, but we're just going to go with it. So,
Mhm.
take me back to Fox Hollow breaks up. Now, a few years later, you are going to form this band Scrapper. Tell me about like when you first met your bandmates, what, you know, how that all came to be. Were you sitting in a room just jamming out and you're like, we should make a band? What's the thought process behind that?
Yeah. So I met it's me, Sean, Joe, and Davis. I met Sean years ago. Fox Hollow was doing our first tour down towards Florida, and we did an East Coast run. And I was in a DIY group looking for um, shows or bands for a show in Richmond, where Sean was living at the time for college, and his old band, the Fernats. They posted their first single ever on like the Facebook group, and everyone who's done the DIY booking knows you'll get 70 to 100 bands being like people like listen to my band, like book it, play the show with us, and it's a lot of fine music.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's not always great, but I remember Ophelia by the Fernats. I opened it, hit play, and I think within the moment he starts singing, I was like, how is a 19-year-old kid writing this song? Like it's so good. And he's an incredible songwriter. So we met on tour. We played the show at Sad House, a house venue no longer in Richmond. And yeah, the Fernats and Fox Hollow kind of just hit it off. We finished the tour, and just via Twitter, we stayed connected. I think their old bassist ran the Twitter account and I ran ours. And yeah, we'd always purposely play in Richmond or Nova, where they were really based out of, to constantly do, Fox Hollow Fernat stuff. And the last Fox Hollow tour was with the Fernats. Um, and then Joe, our bassist, we met years after that, a couple years after he was home from college, and we met at like a coffee house open mic. We had a mutual friend who introduced us, and he then joined Fox Hollow for the last few shows as our bassist, because we were a four-piece when we started, but all of our tours were except for one, all of our tours were as a two-piece. Chris and I, my old drummer. And so we released our album release show. Joe plays. He sticks around a little longer. And then during the pandemic, we were writing, and every song was just kind of hitting the same wall. They all sounded the same to me. And then Sean had messaged me saying like, oh, I'm thinking about moving up to New York. Like I'm going to be up there next month looking for places if you're around. And I told Joe, like, if he moves up, this is someone, there was a point in my life in 2017, I almost moved to Virginia to join, almost moved to Virginia for a girl. And then I was like, and I could join the Fernats. I, uh, so I was like, this is a band I've really admired and always wanted to be a part of. So I told Joe, like, hey, let's take a break. When he comes up, he's a great songwriter. I think he's what we're missing. And he moved up like a year later, and it was what we were missing. We immediately sat down, just started banging out all these great songs, and everything was kind of coming together, except for a drummer. We were using the Logic preset drummers, and shout out to the robot Maurice that's a part of Logic, but he's not what we needed. And yeah, I posted a Reddit post looking for a drummer, and about 4 months later, Davis reached out, sent him a couple songs, and our first practice ever, I think we were like an hour in, and Sean didn't even talk to anyone. He's just like, Davis, do you want to be our drummer? And we were all so thrown off, but we loved him, and we were so happy Sean just kind of jumped into that. And yeah, it feels really great. I like, especially, I've known Davis just a year, but it feels like we've been working on music and we've known each other for so much longer. And yeah, and then it just came, we've been recording song after song after song, and it was just a matter of finding something we all kind of agreed on for the first single.
I love it.
So it took six years.
6 years. Okay, yeah. So how did you come up with the band name Scrapper? Before we get to the song,
another 6 years.
Mike, I don't even know where to start. Literally, I have so many questions.
Yeah, sorry if I'm rambling. I could talk
No, I love
forever.
it. No, this is
I
great. This is great.
I used to do a college radio show, and a guest used to come on. My old film teacher from high school used to come on like once a year, and we'd end up having to do 3 episodes because we would just split off from the main topic so much.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
that's
might
me
happen. I'm so sorry.
every time. It's fine. I'm here for it.
Scrapper came. The original band name was Digital Caveman, which came from a
I loved
text
that.
during. Me too. Me too. It came during the pandemic. I'd been texting Sean, and he was like, "What's Fox Hollow up to?" And I said, "Honestly, nothing. I've just been making ambient music for by myself with all the junk I was buying, and I probably in like 2020 to 2021 recorded like 200 ambient tracks where maybe 10 of them are good." And um, but I was like, "Yeah, it's just me with like pedals and drum machines alone." And he was like, "Oh, Digital Caveman, take it back from the like bring it back to the start," or whatever the text was. And as soon as Sean said he was moving up, I was like, "That's the band name." Like he came up with it on accident, and
Yep.
we were that for about a month. And then Sean's like, "I hate that name."
No.
Digital Caveman became Method Actor, and I hated that name. And then Method Actor became something else, and we all hated that name. And then that became Goodnight at Goldie's, which became Goodnight Goldie's, where we actually played our first show as a band as Goodnight Goldie's um, less than a year ago. And I hated that name. I came up with Goodnight at Goldie's. I should just come clean about that, but I hated it so much. And our mutual friend Dan, I sent it to him, and he said, "Don't make that your band name. It sucks." And I went to the band and I went,
No, he
"Guys, we
did
can't do
not.
it." He like honestly, I think that was tame for what he actually said.
Yeah, I
um,
mean, yeah.
and then yeah, one day I don't remember what I'd been watching, but the name Scrapper came. Oh, I think I was talking about some Star Wars thing about like scrappers, like selling the junk in the. I don't know my Star Wars lore. My roommates do,
Me either.
and I think they said scrap, and I was like, man, Scrapper would be such a good name. And then I thought about that English movie I'd seen a couple years ago called Scrapper. So I just pitched it to the band, and I was like, sit on it, don't tell me no right away. But I think this is kind of cool, and it has that like punk kind of, when I think of good band names, I think of bands like what's a good band name? Kneecap, great band name. Wolf Alice, great
Great
band
band
name.
name.
And like there's something I think it really like it's probably the P in it. Scrapper reminded me of like that punk attitude of Kneecap. And yeah, after I think a week, I was like, we were at band practice, and I was like, guys, like, let me know now. I'm gonna change the Instagram account from Goodnight Goldies to Scrapper. And once I change it, that's our band name. I don't want to hear anything. I think 6 months later, somebody's like, "Oh, I've got a good band name," and I straight up said, "I do not care. I
You're
don't
like,
want to
I
hear
can't
it."
hear it. I cannot hear it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay, I did not know that.
so
You know what's funny? I've been following Digital Caveman since you started that account, I think under that
yeah,
name. I've been
I,
following
I
since close to the
yeah,
beginning, I feel.
yeah. You were one of the first followers.
I missed Goodnight at Goldie's. That changed. Did you
You
actually
didn't.
so you actually oh, you didn't
You
actually
missed
change
nothing.
it.
No, you did. It was Goodnight Goldies at one point. It was Method Actor at one point.
Wow.
I think the handle was Method Actor, Method Actor. My original pitch was Method Actors, Method Acting, and they said no. Uh, and then it was Goodnight Goldies, and yeah, probably about over the summer. I think when I went on that big Europe trip. I think that's when it kind of came up, and yeah, we've probably been Scrapper since July or August, something like that.
Okay. So you've been oh, by the way, do you want to hear what I would name my band name?
Absolutely.
This isn't a suggestion for you. So this is just coming from me.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I had a band, I would name it Moms on the Blacktop.
that's pretty good.
Isn't that
What
pretty
kind of music
sick?
is it?
Um okay, I just said I had the name.
On the blacktop. I love it. I would listen to a band if I saw that come up on
Thank
like
you.
Apple Music or Instagram. I'd be like, well, I gotta check them out.
Yeah, it's probably like pop punk or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. Well, we can
Yeah,
workshop that
absolutely.
maybe one day.
Yeah.
When
When you're
I'll
in the
come record.
studio, Yeah,
Yeah. Record moms on the blacktop. Okay, now that I got us off on a tangent, I had to share that with you. So
thank you.
you guys, as Scrapper, have recorded a gazillion songs. How did you get to the point of picking Heat? Am I allowed to say that that's the name? Is that the
Yeah,
final name?
I assume
Okay,
by
great.
the time this is out, the song will be
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm meeting with Sean in like a couple hours to pick the release date.
Good. Well, tell Sean I'm
I
waiting.
Yeah, me too. We'd been sitting in the backyard with an old member of the Fernats, my backyard. He had been up visiting, and he was just kind of playing old demos, and he played this demo that Sean had written post Fernats, and I was blown away. I was like, why is this not our first single? It has everything we want to do. It what I could like how I would describe the song is the first half is King Cruel and the second half is King Cruel singing a Selena Gomez song. Like it's
So
got
good.
super poppy, like the dance synths. I
Mhm.
think the original note for the bass synth was like make it sound like I love you like a love song by Selena Gomez.
Mhm.
Great song. So for a year, that was, we had it in our minds. This is our first single. We had recorded it so many times. Joe did a mix. I did a mix. We paid somebody for a mix, and everything Sean just did not like. And I really loved the last mix. And yeah, Sean and Davis were kind of cold on it. And I think Sean had just grown past that song at this point.
Mhm.
So we started playing with other songs we had been working on, and we were going to do a song we have called Space Cowboy. Uh, Man, what other ones? We had Playing Possum, No Difference, like all these songs we had, these words mean nothing to you.
No, but I love it. I'm gonna have to hear some of them if you're willing to share with me.
Yeah, of course. Um, and then, yeah, we were out of practice, and I don't remember the exact origins of Heat. I think it basically my guitar part for the intro, it's just kind of a messing around with it's an arpeggio on a C sharp minor. I don't know music theory, but it's a C sharp minor, and I've been playing it on loop while we were just chatting. And Joe was like, "Oh, do this with it," and we tried it with that, and we started jamming on it, and it didn't work. So we went back to the arpeggio, the original one, and uh, yeah, I think for like an hour we just kind of jammed on it while Sean improvised lyrics. And something he's very good at is just like he'll randomly spew out a melody where we're like, all right, that's the song. Like,
That's
let's move on.
crazy.
And yeah, and I think we'd been playing it. Davis hated the outro originally, and we were here in the studio, and um, we were like, let's figure out the outro to make you like it, Davis. And when it just clicked at one point, I think Sean had written a separate guitar part, and so we recorded that, and then I have two leads simultaneously at the end, and I just plugged in straight to console and messed around with the tensor and the aforementioned pedal, and I sent it to the group, and I was like, "Oh, like this is super sloppy, just an idea of what I had in mind. Like I'll re-record it when everyone's here." And Davis is like, "Don't re-record it. Like that's what I want to hear. Keep it as is." So most of my guitar
Yes.
parts of the original demo guitar parts, I think I may have recorded the second verse is the only part that was like an actual us recording it. Everything else were my demo guitar parts.
Wow.
And yeah, we were like, oh, this is incredible. Like we should probably get this mixed. And I did a mix of it knowing that it wasn't going to be chosen. I told the band like, hey, I want to get better as a mixer. Like I'm going to mess with it. And Joe and I fell in love with my mix. We were so happy with it. Uh, but we had reached out to, I'd posted on Instagram looking for a mixer.
Mhm.
Somewhere down the road, we were recommended Animesh Ravel, who mixed the last Pulp record, who's a huge, massive, important band for me, and they mixed the
Mhm.
last Fontaines DC record. So I messaged the group. I emailed him. He responded. He was so lovely. And I messaged the group. I was like, hey, we should go with this. And it was so out of our budget. So I lied to the band about how much it cost. And I was like, it costs this much. And they're like, it's a little more. Like, we'll do it. And yeah, we went with him and we got one mix back almost immediately. And I don't know how he did it. This is such a
Wow.
busy man. Um, and it was okay. We hopped on a call and we spoke about it for 90 minutes. And I called. No, I emailed him our notes, and then yeah, I think within the day he sent us the second mix, which is the mix that's uh, out and available. I was so blown away that he took all of these notes and within a day gave us the song that all of us heard. Truly, like it was so spectacular to hear. With Fox Hollow, with most of my music, I don't listen to it, and for the first time ever, I was like, man, I really want to keep listening to this song.
Listening to it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I love
it's
it.
yeah, I was so happy with it, and then we sent it off to mastering Andy Baldwin at Metropolis Sound in London, and yeah, I think it was two revisions for that too, and it just kind of everything clicked, and yeah, I'm so proud of the song.
Wow. Wait, I love to hear all of that. I'm even more excited for everybody else to hear it because it's obviously, after explaining it, a lot of thought and a lot of work and a lot of different versions came out, or not came out, but a lot of different versions came of it before you
Yeah, yeah.
guys all landed on this one, which is
If
crazy.
you go to my iCloud, it's like heat, final, heat, really final this time. Like,
Yeah.
and now it's just like scrapper heat final, and that's the one.
I love that. You should get that tattooed. By the way, that's how I name all of my files at work, is like final, 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 final.
And then you
I'm
give
like,
up at one
please.
point, and it's just like this is the actual one. Like,
No, literally. Sometimes I'll be like, this is the one in all caps so that I can separate it out. Okay, so this single at the time of recording this is not out, but it's about to be out.
it is.
What do you hope for people to feel from it, hear from it? Like, what do you hope that people take away from either Scrapper as the band, from Heat as the single? What are you hoping out of all of it? And are you like so excited? I feel like I'm more like a kid in a candy shop right now. And you're like, oh
No,
God, please release the
I'm
song.
thrilled. Yeah, no, I am also pleased release the song. I'm thrilled. I definitely a little nervous.
Yeah.
I it's been a while since I've put out music. Like I put out a lot of my ambient stuff under a pseudonym that no one can find. I purposely I think it was during the pandemic. I just wanted to get stuff out there and not have to worry about, oh, what do people think, and comparing it to my old
Mhm.
stuff and whatnot. And um, what do I want people to think of it or get from it? I want them to like the song for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, I hope they love the song. I'm excited because something Fox Hollow struggled with is, and I don't love to toot my own horn this way, but Fox Hollow's live shows were fantastic. They were purposely a spectacle. They were very Bowie inspired, a lot of glitter and makeup, and like we would throw glitter out,
Mhm.
and it was, I wanted a real rock show with Fox Hollow stuff, and I think we succeeded with that, and people would see us live and they'd be like, wow, like let me listen to your music, and they'd listen to our music, and it wouldn't have that same energy uh,
Mhm.
on the recording. And I think we really struggled with that. And I think for the first time ever, there's like we've combined that. So I'm excited for people to listen to it, hear kind of that energy, hear all of the secret little, the like the super reverberated. In the second verse, there's just like a little Wurlitzer being played through um, a CXM 1978, wonderful reverb based off the Lexicon, and it's just
So
kind of like
cool.
hidden in the background while the guitar's doing reverse stuff. And I think my favorite songs are when you listen to it, it's like, oh, I could piece that out, like pick that out now, and there's so many little hidden things like backing vocals and
Mhm.
stuff throughout. So I'm excited for people to just hear that. And I don't know if it's necessarily exactly who Scrapper is. We joke that we're post punk Wilco because some of our songs are post punk, and then some of our songs are the most beautiful like folk songs Sean brings to us, and we're like, we can't make this full band. Like, what do you want from us? And
Yeah. Yeah.
um, he'll literally come to practice and just play a perfect song, and we're like, great, that's the song. Like, we don't
Yeah.
want to ruin it, and so it's. I think it does encompass who we are, but I think just like half of it, and I'm excited for people to hear it and maybe see our first show and discover the full vision of Scrapper for what that full vision is now, at least.
For sure. I love that.
I
And I
I
guess
hope
that's a
that
great
answered any
segue.
questions.
It did. It answered it fully. And it's a great segue into my next question. What's next for Scrapper? Or is this a too early question? Like, do you have goals to put out more singles, an EP, bigger projects? What's the vibe? Because obviously you're still
Yeah.
trying to find the identity as a band, right? Like, I think
Mhm.
it's tough with just one single out there. But yeah, what's next for you guys? Were there any talks of that?
Yeah, for sure. I'm so future pilled.
Same.
I'm not a very nostalgic person. I don't really love looking back and being like, let's do this again. I did that. I wanna see what's next and explore. So very much every band practice, I'm like, okay, but after Heat, what's next? And yeah, we're booking a show, and I have two dates in my email that is open in my other tab right now. So I wish I could confirm a date at this moment with you. But I know the date I say is going to be the one we don't choose, so I'm not going to say a
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
At the end of May, we'll be playing a show with some good friends of ours, and uh, yeah, we're probably gearing up for a second single at the end of summer. We just wrote a new song that I think is going to be our next single, and um, yeah, we don't want to. Something we agreed on very early on is we don't want to sit on our songs if we think they're done. Uh,
Mhm.
I'm not an EP person very much. I like to listen to full albums. So I think we'll do a few singles with the hopes of eventually putting out a full length album in the, next year or two. But yeah, I think we're going to just ride, people consume music
Mhm.
differently than they did, how, when I learned to consume music,
Same.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, people aren't album people as much. I mean, there are album people, but it's
I'm
a
an album
single based
person.
world. Me too. They're the best.
You have
Um,
to. What's the
yeah, it's
point
an
of listening to
experience.
one song off the album? It's supposed to tell a story. And if I don't
Yeah,
get the
I
full
feel that.
story, why am I wasting my time? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm like
No,
only
no,
half kidding, but you get
I,
it.
I get it. Yeah. And that's, I don't know if we were to put the, 12 songs we practiced at our last band practice together on a record,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's the cohesion we'd want. Um, so I think it's nice to explore the single world of like, we'll do Heat and then, probably this new song. Um, and I'm excited for that song. It's kind of, yeah, I think that's a good transition to the song we want to do after that, and explore our full range of sound that we're doing right now. And slowly I think an album will come together. We have one song, Skylines, and it's probably my favorite song of ours, but we all agree it's not a single. Like
Yeah.
that's a song that you put on and it's like, wow, track 7 is beautiful. Like, and it's
Yeah.
on that album
Yeah.
just deep in there. And so I think right now we have some ideas of where an album can go. But I don't know if we're quite there yet. So yeah, we're just going to be
Yeah.
doing local shows, maybe some one-off tours here and there, and release singles in the meantime.
I love that. And I'm backtracking again a little bit here. When you guys like, first of all, how many days a week do you practice? Like, is this something that you're fully into? Also, when you're writing a song, is it mainly just Sean bringing lyrics to you guys? Like, how much of it is actually improv on the instrumental side and also like on the lyric side? Can you talk a little more about
Um,
that?
yeah, yeah, of course. It depends how much we practice, honestly. Like sometimes we're really good and we'll do a couple times a week. We like to average out once a week at least.
Hmm.
If we practice we do go to Red Note in Queens. It's a great rehearsal space. We'll do like a 4-hour practice during a weekday, and then if we have weekends, we'll come to the studio here, and we can spend 12 hours, and we're not rushed out. We're not paying for anything, and we can go out for lunch and sit out in the yard and drink espresso and chill and chat um and they're like, yeah, they're two very different dynamics. So yeah, probably once a week, sometimes twice if we can get it in. Um, Songwriting, yeah, I would say Sean is the main songwriter, though it's a very collaborative experience. The new song I
Hmm.
was talking about, we were figuring out a part of Heat, and I accidentally played this riff, and Sean was like, "Oh, keep that going," and we just kept it going, and he improvised a line, and we were like, "Oh, hit record! Like, just keep jamming and keep just talking shit, Sean." And he did. And then the second practice, we were like, "Oh, let's try that out again." And kind of formed into a song, and we were messing around with the chorus, and literally drove home, got to my house, and it hit me what the chorus should be. And uh, so I said that to the group. And then there are other songs where Sean comes in, Skylines, he came in with a full song, and we really struggled at first to figure out how the band revolves around that. But yeah, it became our definitely my favorite song, and I'm sure I'd speak for other band members in saying their favorite song as well. Um, there are songs I have. We have one, Cheat Codes, that it came from a demo that Sean really liked. He wrote a guitar line to it, and then I took it or he wrote the chorus and a guitar line, and then I took it for the rest of the song. And it's a lot of like voice memos just being bounced back and forth throughout the week. And
Love it.
but yeah, I would say
That's
overall,
really cool.
like music, it's probably 25, 25, 25, 25, and lyrics, it's probably 98, one and a half, half.
Yeah.
No, split
That's
that half
fair.
into two
That's fair.
quarters. Split that half into
Yeah.
two quarters.
That's
uh,
fair. I
yeah,
love hearing where people's ideas come from. Like, I think it's different, and I can't speak for anybody that plays guitar because I obviously don't play guitar, but I feel like if you're holding an instrument, it's easy to just like, I mean, you could do it with like finger drums, right? And you're just like
yeah,
tapping away and you come up with a cool beat. Like, I feel like that's how I would generate ideas on a guitar, the way that I'm thinking through it. But I love hearing how, I guess less how, but more when, like you feel inspired, or when you feel like, oh, you're like, oh, this would be a good lyric, this would be a good idea. Like mine is always
yeah,
like on a run, in the shower, when I'm driving on a long drive, right? And you're just thinking, and your mind is going, and you just come up with those ideas. So it's cool to hear your
yeah.
process.
And yes, I definitely am with you. Like my notes app is filled with like random two lines that come to me while I'm
Yeah.
driving, and it's like I need a red light right now. Like,
Yeah. And then I start a new note and I put another two lines that
yeah,
they're not
exactly. And
connected.
I think there's a Fox Hollow song where like the last two verses were just like I was in the studio and I hadn't written the song on the last day recording the album. And I was like, I need lyrics, I need a vocal melody. And I just was scrolling until I found lines I liked and pieced it together. And I don't listen to that record really, but it's probably my favorite song on the album. Like things just come together
Yeah.
sometimes out of bits and pieces
Yeah.
of nothing.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you have a song, or when you like have a final product in a song after that, that you're like, oh, that this is how I know that this is the song, or this is the, like how it all comes together? Does that make sense? Probably made no sense.
Yeah. No, no,
Like,
I
do you
got
have
you.
a moment where you're like, this is like, I knew, and now you recount like all the moments you had thought of a line, or, thought of a riff, and you're like, then you have that come to Jesus moment where you're like, this is it.
Yeah, I think so. There are moments where like Skylines is I'll use we have a song playing Possum, and I was kind of like doodling for the second verse, and blues guitarists are way better than I'll ever be. I totally get why they play like that, but sometimes a lot of blues guitar does sound like noodling to me. That's the reason I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like jam bands that much. And again, I can sit here and be like they're way more talented than I'll ever be. They understand guitar and music theory more than I ever will, but um when I hear myself noodling, I just think, man, this isn't anything. Like it's just me doodling over a scale that fits. And for playing Possum, the guitar comes in on the first chorus, my guitar, but I have I don't even want to call it a lead, but I have a guitar part over the second verse that I kind of accidentally stumbled into. And the moment I did it, it brought me back to like Adrian Utley and like the Portishead guitars and the spaghetti Western guitars. And I was like, oh, like that made me feel good. Like I felt that
Yeah.
in my soul. Um,
Yeah.
and the guitar part never changed really beyond that. For that, and that was like an earlier song. I think I was on a trip when Sean sent me the demo for it, and like years ago. So something like that doesn't evolve as much. Where something like Skylines, the guitar part I first wrote for it is nowhere near what the guitar part for it is now. Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think
Yeah.
when it hits, it hits.
Yeah. I love that. It's so cool. I love the process of like, I wish, if there was one talent that I wish I had, it would be like songwriting or an instrument.
I say this not as like oh, you can do it, like patting you on the back. I think every single person can play an instrument. I think and I know it comes easier to others. I understand, like, it's something I really wanted, and I focused on it, and
Mm-hmm.
I scrap that, edit that out. That makes me sound like I'm like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I was so bad at
No,
first, and I was
no.
bad for years. I was so bad for years. So I think, yeah, everyone can play an instrument, and I think everyone should. I've seen people play three power chords and write an amazing song. A song we
Yeah.
probably both love, 505, is two chords.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
it's a
That's
D minor and
crazy.
an E minor. It's
It's
two chords, and
crazy.
it's beautiful.
It's one
It's
of
an
the best
amazing
songs.
song. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I'm
It's
not saying
crazy.
everyone can be Alex Turner, but everybody
I
can be a
mean,
songwriter and a musician.
you can aspire to be Alex Turner.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. That's so awesome. You are not afraid to put yourself out there, and I think a lot of people are. And even me, like
Mhm.
in any aspect of life, I think a lot of people can be afraid to put themselves out there. So do you have any advice for someone who's just starting out in music or is trying to do what you're doing at like an entry level?
Yeah, I'm so glad you used the word entry level because it's strange. I do have experience touring, and I do have experience as a session musician, and I still do session work. But Scrapper does still feel very entry level. Like,
Hmm.
we don't have a lot to prove for what we have. We have our past resumes, but yeah, I think the secret is to just do it. As lame as that sounds, I think, like, I do film stuff. I have music stuff, and it's just a matter of putting stuff out. And I think it's good that there are four of us here that pushed putting out a single for so long. Because I think, yeah, we could have put out that first single we recorded, but um, I think we needed to explore each other as a band a little longer and get the best result possible. But also, I don't think I'd have that attitude where I like, Fox Hollow is just a matter of having music out there and being able to tour
Right.
and seeing new places. And yeah, I think it's just do it. Find friends who want to do it, and um, don't stop. I think the number one issue with bands is they break up at some point. It's like so many bands break up before they get what they want out of it, I think. And um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, yeah, it's just, and like sometimes you don't have the energy and you don't have to force yourself to do it. But I think if you want to do it, the way to do it is, put a song on
Just
SoundCloud,
to
put a
do it.
song, put a song on any distributor that gets you to Spotify or YouTube. And obviously it's filled with people trying to do it. But yeah, I've discovered so many incredible artists just from like a random Instagram post where
Yeah.
it feels like you're discovering the Beatles all of a sudden. Sudden it's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is
Yeah.
monumental for me. Like, yeah, I don't care what people think. Even, and this is like, I do care what people think for sure. I am someone who does need that validation from people. Um,
Hmm.
Very specific people in my lives too. Like, it's the best feeling is when you show something to a friend and they're like, this is amazing. And like, we were talking to someone like Dan would be very honest, and it's nice to have that honesty. But yeah, it's just, you're gonna get better at doing it. You're gonna write a song that's
Yeah.
better than your last song. And so yeah, just put it out there and see what you can do from there. Build a little community.
I'll say it again before we wrap up here and have a little bit of fun because I'm going to put you on the spot with a little rapid fire question. But yeah, again, like I've said it in this track a bunch of times. I feel so lucky that I kind of obviously didn't see it all, but I feel like I've heard at least three versions of Heat and of this song. And I am literally so excited, and I think everybody listening will be able to tell, but I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for Scrapper as a band as a whole. I think you guys are going to do great things based on the sound, and I really do believe in you, and I know a lot of people do. So you should be really proud of that. And
Thank you
I'm
so
excited for
much.
the track to come out. I can't
Thank you.
wait. I can't wait to promo it. I told you. What did I say? The first thing I said to you was like, I'm going to promote the shit out of that.
Yeah,
Not that I have
that's like
any
this.
pull, but
No, I thank you so much. Like, if you sent it to your sister and your sister's like, wow, I like this band, like, you did more work than
it's
I did. Like,
it's a win.
yeah. And no, like, I really appreciate that coming from you. Like we said, we met day one of my job, like starting when I started, you had started before me. And yeah, almost immediately I was like, oh, this is my favorite person in this office. Like
Same.
this is my number
Same
one.
to
Like,
you.
yeah, so thank you so much. It does mean a lot. And I've been trying to be on this podcast since it started. So
Yeah. Well, you're here and you can come back anytime. I actually
whenever.
am putting it on the record that like I feel like anytime you release a song, you're just going to have to come back on. It's just going to have to
I'm
be a thing.
You have my word, I will be here.
Oh, I believe you. You are Mike Thermometer, show up all the time.
Yeah. You, the Allie
And I
G
am
no
Allie
show.
G no show because I never go to the office. We don't have to talk about it. This has been the best time ever. I hope you enjoyed
Thank you.
talking
This was amazing.
about Scrapper and Heat. Before we finally wrap up, because of course at the end everybody has to hear where to follow you and Scrapper and learn how to listen to Heat, all of it. But putting you on the spot here. So I'm doing a new segment on the pod, as I'm sure you've heard because you're a listener,
Okay.
called the Hot Lap, where I ask people for hot takes. And of course, half of this podcast is like me talking about music and my running, and the other half is like runners coming on, and I'm trying to incorporate music in more. Do you have a musical hot take right now? Could be about anything.
Oh,
I feel like you'd have such a good one.
I'm sure I do. This is, man, if Sean were here right now, he would say the craziest thing you've ever heard. Oh, wow. Okay. Hot take music.
I
Hot
mean,
take
I don't want
music.
to. I'm sorry.
so
I
stressed.
really put you on the spot with this.
Yeah, like, the answer, there's no guilty pleasures in music. Like it should just be a pleasure, I guess, but that's no longer a hot take.
I was thinking you would come in with like your take on Chapel Roan. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, I do have a take on Chaperone, and that's everybody should leave her the fuck alone, and she's perfectly right in all these situations. Stop harassing her. Her fans are fucking crazy to be doing what she's doing. Free Chaperone. She's done nothing wrong.
That's exactly what I was expecting you to say.
that week the soccer player's son or like that news broke. So many people in my day-to-day life were like, what do you think of this? And it's like, you shouldn't have a real opinion on this.
Yeah. Like you literally don't know what it's like for somebody to show up at your front door, but okay.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, people were like stalking her family. Like, nope, she's right. She's perfectly
crazy.
right.
It's so crazy.
I guess my other hot take is Chaperone's producer might be the best working American producer right now. Dan Nigro, he's a famous Long Islander. He was in As Tall as Lions, self-titled record, the best music from New York, maybe ever.
Love it.
Yeah, I guess that's another hot take.
That's a great hot take. Two very hot takes. Okay, and lastly, before you share all your band info, I'm creating an Allie G Show playlist. What would be your addition to the playlist? You can add multiple. I've had people add a bunch.
Okay, so I have two. Right now, I have two people I really want to shout out. Okay, so number one, I send you this song. I mean, I post her all the time. That's No Way by Joe Alice. I don't really know how she popped up on Instagram one day. It was the day her first single came out last year, and it came out. It was amazing, and we'd stayed connected, she and I. She is maybe, and she only has 3 songs out right now. She's maybe my favorite new songwriter. That's No Way. I love the first single, but That's No Way is the second one, and her voice is so mysterious and moody and dark, and she's got such like a nice bassiness to it that it scratches an itch I didn't know needed to be scratched. And That's No Way. Some of my favorite lyrics, that second verse, all you heard were empty words from mouths around that knew a curse, the kind that has the heart and mind in chains. I heard that line and I was like, yeah, I like when earlier I said like you feel like you discovered the Beatles. That's how I feel about Joe Alice.
Yeah,
I'm so moved.
You basically discovered her. So
I'm so moved by her music and her last single, All Our Living. It's something I put on in my car, and by the time it ends, I just want it to start again. So that's a record I'm really looking forward to. I hope it's out this year. And we're hoping to get her in New York for the first Scrapper show.
Be
which
awesome.
by the time this airs, it'll be announced. But
It better be. I better be on the guest list, Mike.
No,
I'm just kidding.
absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know there were singer-songwriters out there like this. And I had the opportunity to see her in Williamsburg in October, and she covered Mama, You've Been on My Mind, the Bob Dylan, Jeff Buckley song. And I've told people, it's like, man, that's kind of like a Joe Alice song to me now. Like, there's no better version almost. So please keep an eye out for her. She's about to do incredible things. That's No Way would be my addition. And then I just need a shout out, because I feel like her band had been like secretly a big influence on where Scrapper was going. But last year, Black Honey put out a new record, and I think Izzy's a great songwriter, and she has just how I feel about Sean. Like, certain people have an ear for melody, and that's Izzy. And Soak off of that record is my favorite. That's No Ways and Soak are my two favorite songs of last year. The chorus of Soap just really, it's so beautiful. And then the guitar part in Vampire in the Kitchen was huge, I think, for Heat. It kind of brought me back to my early Modest Mouse guitar learning days of like, that's how aggressive I want a guitar to sound.
Yeah.
I love that. Joe Alice and Black Honey.
I listened to Joe Alice because you sent. Black Honey, I'm going to have to give that, it's a whole album, right?
So yeah, they have I don't
they have a whole,
is their
it's
fourth
the whole
or fifth album.
Soak is on?
Soak is, the record is named Soak. The single Soak is my favorite song off of it. But I highly recommend listening to the record. Knowing your music taste, I think you'll really love it. I think it's super catchy. It's poppy. It's rock. It's got everything. But yeah, Izzy rocks. She's also an awesome tattoo artist. Check out her work. I have a few pieces from her. Including the Soak record out, the album cover. So
no way, really?
Yeah, I can't show. It's on my leg. I can't pull that up.
You don't have to show. You don't have to show. I have so many musical ones. Well, yeah, I do. I have like 3 musical ones.
Your pasta tattoo is my favorite tattoo.
Thank you. The rigatoni. Yeah, it's so good.
The rigatoni.
I got that like on a whim. I was like, yo, just put a rigatoni on me.
It's like if I was like, if I just thought you were the coolest person, you got that rigatoni tattoo, and I was like, she's the coolest person. I have my new hot take. Stop listening to Pitchfork reviews and the needle drop reviews before listening to the record. Listen to the record for a week before you read those reviews. I like, I like the needle drop. I've liked reviews on Pitchfork. I should know more critics than that. But I think
they're unfair. Rolling Stone, sometimes I heavily disagree with Rolling Stone.
Yeah, and I think there's like a weird sense of people now base music off of what they know the review to be first.
Exactly.
And they're like, people are like, oh, okay, this record, it got a 4.1 on Pitchfork. It sucks. Like, let me talk about it. And yeah, I think it's kind of the way we take in music now and music reviews has kind of damaged the way music should be listened to and kind of discussed overall.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, number one, it's okay to disagree with the review. Like, you don't have to believe everything that everybody else believes. That's number one. And also, it's like, I think a lot of people listen and judge without understanding the inspiration behind a record. And that can like heavily influence how you listen and how you interpret it. And I just think like knowing the person's creative vision, knowing their creative process, it means so much, like when you actually go and sit down and listen to a record.
Yeah. And that's like, I really, Apple Music really does, like, I love the Zane Lowe interviews where they discuss track by track and stuff of new records. And two bands that, we've brought up already, but like, I just want to like grab people by the shoulder sometimes and be like, Arctic Monkeys will never do AM or whatever people say I am again. And that's good. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. We're not getting those records again. Wolf Alice will never make My Love Is Cool or Blue Weekend again. And that is a good thing. Like, I like, it's okay. I want artists should evolve. The best artists do evolve.
Yeah.
And
that was a great hot take.
Thank you. I'm glad it came. Not like
Now
the
you
moment I hang up, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, I know. I do that all the time. I'm like, oh man, I should have said this. I think a lot of people will enjoy hearing about the creative process behind Heat and behind forming Scrapper. I think it's important for people to hear, honestly, because of people like reviewers like Pitchfork and Rolling Stone and all that. And I should know
Thank you
more
so
reviewers
much.
too, but I don't.
Yeah, like it's like I'm drawing blanks. But no, yeah, I think, I don't expect everyone to love Heat. I hope they do. But yeah, I think it's okay to listen to a song 30 times before you have an opinion on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Agreed.
Yeah. So I really, Scrapper has been post Fox Hollow like 8 years in the making of like a lot of failures to get this
Mhm.
one song where it is. And we've worked with people I love their work. I like people I really admire, and we've met some amazing people, and I'm excited to keep that going.
I'm excited for it to come out. Hopefully, not hopefully, but when this comes out, it will be out so everybody can listen. But
Within like
before,
2 weeks, I think.
okay, yeah, that's fine. And we'll get the show date out there and everything. And everybody that I know in New York better be there. So I'm assuming it's in New
Yeah.
York. I don't know. Okay, great.
Yeah. Our first New York show will be
In
out
New York.
soon. Yeah,
Public
everyone,
soon.
bring everyone you know. I'm gonna be so annoying promoting this. I've missed
As you
my
should be.
yeah. I was always rabid with this with Fox Hollow, so it's nice to promote something that I really love. And
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
I love that. Can you tell everybody where they can follow you if you would like? You don't have to share your personal, but if you would like to, and where they can follow Scrapper and your bandmates and everything. And I'll link it all in the show
Yeah,
notes as well for anybody listening.
amazing.
Now you looking
I
up the
have to,
Instagram handle. Is that what you're doing?
yeah. The
No, I'm
Instagram
sure.
handle is Scrapper Band, Scrapper with two P's. And my personal is 13th Floor Cowboy.
The
But
best
yeah,
name.
Scrapper Band. The music is a band called Scrapper.bandcamp.com, and you can find Heat on all streaming services. It's on Deezer and Tidal and YouTube Music, and I don't know any of the weird ones. Something with a
All the
Q.
others.
It's on all of them. It's
Yeah.
on, and it's all the main ones too, Spotify, Apple Music. So yeah, listen to it, share it, tag us. We'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. And it's Scrapper Band.
Mike Themistocleous. He just taught me how to say that again before I ended this episode. I'm airing out everything on this pod. Mike, thank you so much for being here, for doing this. Like I said again, 1,000 times over, I'm super excited for everything you have coming out and cannot wait to support you in New York and hopefully on a future tour one of these
Yeah,
days. But thanks for coming.
thank you so much. I'm your number one fan. I will always
I
be.
know
So
you
I'm
are.
so honored and flattered you had me here,
I'm
and I
yours.
will do this whenever you want.
No. Oh, you'll be back. I know it. I know it. You are the best. I think I'm your number one fan and I will die on that hill. So if anyone tries to fight me, it's whatever. You just have to make it through me. No, thank you for being here. And I will talk to you probably on like 5 minutes in Slack. So
Yeah, perfect.
bye. All right, Allie G Show fam, that's a wrap on today's track with Mike. I honestly think I'm more excited than anyone that Heat is finally ours to listen to. Huge thank you to Mike for coming on the pod, sharing his story, and for finally putting his music out into the world that I've been begging him and the band to put out for so many months. If you haven't already, go stream Heat by Scrapper anywhere you stream your music. Send it to a friend, add it to your playlist, do all the things to show Mike and his band the support they deserve. I will link all of their Instagram information. I will link the band's page on Spotify and Apple Music in the notes below for you all to listen to. As always, thank you so much for listening to The Allie G Show, and I will catch you all on the next track.